Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the instant match reaction. Manchester United 1, Everton 1. A very, very professional performance at Old Trafford today sees Everton get a point. And yeah, I mean, when you seen the lineups and when you saw the probably the first 5-10 minutes of the game, I wasn't really confident. Of course, we knew what we were getting with the lineup today. Anthony Gordon coming in, of course, as well for Iwobi. First 5 minutes was a bit of a struggle. Thought, here we go, but we really settled down, and really first half we had like 3 or 4 really good opportunities. They got the goal, of course, just before half time. Probably the best move of the game for them. Unlucky that there was just that little bit of a deflection on it that just took it away from Pickford. But second half, I thought we stayed in the game brilliantly, and that's what I think you look for when you play, is to stay in the game. You know, when you go to these games, just make sure you don't concede that stupid goal. That was the problem with Villa when we lost the goal straight afterwards. But in this game, we managed to quieten the game down a little bit. And then just an amazing what a counter-attack. We finally got pace. Finally got a counter-attack. And, that's what it was all about today. We knew it was always going to be about that counter-attack today. It was going to be trying to break the ball down in midfield and try and get through using our pace. And that goal is just that's one of the best goals we scored this season. Simple as that. Because it's their corner. The Mari Gray is just incredible. The way he keeps the ball, the way he fights for it, the way he won't give it up. Gets it to Sakore, great feet. And you're just like, what? There's a player, there's a runner. And I honestly wouldn't want that final pass to have gone to anyone else but to Andros Townsend at the moment. He looks so confident in front of goal. He looks so confident playing for Everton. You listen to him when he talks about him knowing he's got the ability. Which is just brilliant to hear from a player. And, he takes a touch and then just finishes it brilliantly. And it was, honest to God, that to me in terms of goals, best goal we've scored this season. Of course, he scored a great goal against Burnley, but that's what you work on all week in training, and it must be so satisfying for the managers to see that come to fruition, to see players doggedly fighting for the team. So we get the equalizer, great celebration. Just listen to his interview there talking about it, saying it was more in respect to Ronaldo rather than and then you're thinking, okay, we've got something here. How long is it going to be till these get a penalty or whatever? And it ultimately was heartbreak for us. Tom Davies gets an opportunity. Now, Tom Davies doesn't shoot because he's Tom Davies. It's as simple as that. He squares a ball, and if I'm not having a go with anyone here, by the way. If Yerry Mina is a half a step backwards, everyone will go. Everyone will say, "Well done, Tom Davies." Ultimately, he's offside. Should he have shot? Probably should have shot. But you know why he didn't shoot? Because he's Tom Davies. That's why he didn't shoot. If he shoots and it doesn't go in, then he gets the same abuse he gets for not passing it. And that's ultimately because he's Tom Davies. If that's Townsend, he shoots because he expects to score. Tom rolls one into Yerry Mina, and I knew it was offside straight away, so I didn't really celebrate. It was just the fact that it took so long, even though he was like half a step offside. Tom will get abuse either way. If Tom was a better player, then Tom will shoot. But it doesn't matter. Like, that is just something out the game. You know what? No matter what happened in the last minute of that game or whatever. I am proud of that team today. I'm proud of the performance they've put out today. Really proud of them. That they've gone out there and they've gone a goal down, but they haven't bottled it. They haven't gone, right, let's just, that's it, let's throw it all away now. They've stuck at it even at 1-0 down, and they've kept going. And that's all you can ask for. There was a plan, and it worked to a point. I just listened to Rafa's interview, and he sounded a little bit disappointed. He sounded a little bit disappointed by it all as well. But ultimately, we've gone to Old Trafford without Richarlison, without Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Anthony Gordon, who I thought was superb, is playing. Ben Godfrey's playing right back. Rondon's playing up front, for God's sake. And ultimately, I'm seeing people saying Tom Davies cost us 2 points. How did he cost us 2 points? What if he'd shot and he'd missed? See, you're banking on the fact that he would have scored, but he obviously passed it because he didn't think he was going to score. And as I said, maybe he should have had a shot, yeah. But you know what? He didn't, and I'm not going to kill him for that. Do I think he should have shot? Yes, I do think he should have shot. But we didn't lose 2 points because he didn't shoot. Because it's that easy to say, well, if Yerry Mina had stayed onside. It's football that happens. I'm just delighted by the performance. It was a brilliant performance. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here going, oh, it's the best Man United team in the world. It's not. It's not the best Man United team in the world. But everything was against us today. Everything was against us. You only have to look at their bench, the players they brought on. They brought Sancho and Ronaldo on at 1-0. They brought Ronaldo and Sanchez on to kill the game off. And that's when we've gone and got the goal. And really, they didn't really test Pickford that many times. They had a header in the first half, but Cavani. But even after we scored, they had possession, but they didn't have too many real opportunities. We defended really, really well. We stuck to our guns. Decore and Allen were fantastic. But everyone was fantastic today. You couldn't say it. Nobody played the part. I mean, maybe Rondon wasn't fantastic, but even he played his part. Even he led the line. He occupied the centre forwards, the centre backs, to allow our midfielders to run at them. Was he brilliant? No, he wasn't. But he did a job today. When I seen people like half time saying just throw Dobbin on, but that's where the manager earns his money. He earns his money by understanding that you need a centre forward on, that you can just sometimes launch the ball. And he had some really good flick-ons and kept it alive for us at times. So I'm just really happy with the performance. I'm really happy to see an Everton team fighting for each other. The one where Dean was down and McTominay tried to drag him up, and Yerry Mina straight over there, and Decore straight over there, and the teammates fighting for each other. And I think that's such a positive. This is what Everton are. Performances like that are what Everton should be. Not having 65% of the possession and going, oh, didn't we do well, but we never got a result, or whatever. That's what, I think we had 28% of the possession today. But the reason we had 28% possession because we played on the counter-attack, and it worked. The goal was a counter-attacking goal. And ultimately, that's what I like. That's what I want to see. I want to see Everton playing with power, pace, passion, all the P's. And yet, there'll always be that little bit from today where, oh, if only Tom Davies had shot. If only, yeah, I appreciate that. I absolutely appreciate that. That's not a, no, there's no doubt in that. He should have just probably shot, because that's what. But that's one of those things. But can't argue with the performance. Townsend and Gray are turning out to be incredible signings. I honestly think they've actually paid the money. They've repaid the money already. But just to see the likes of the Corey's game come on, and Allen come on, and everyone looks like they know what they're doing at the moment. That's a really positive thing, that everybody knows what they're doing. And again, like, Ben Godfrey, is he a right back? No. Does he inspire me with lots of confidence being a right back? Not really, no. But he is a competitor. He is someone who, all day there today, even though, Sanchez gave him the run around a couple of times. But he's not a right back. But every player today did the job. And that's all you can ask for. But he knew the job, and that's the manager. I love the way the manager just prowls up and down the touchline, talking, demanding. And you can see that. You can see that from the likes of Townsend. He knows exactly. Players want to be challenged. Players want to be. We've got players who want to be challenged. This is why he got rid of James Rodriguez. Whether you like James Rodriguez or not, he wants players in the last minute of a game like that who were still fighting for their lives, and want to get a result. And that's what we saw today. That's why we've been behind at home to Southampton and Burnley, and we've come back and won the games. He's doing something with a you only have to look at the bench today. Look at the two teams' benches today, and the difference is just incredible, absolutely incredible. And yet we've got something out of the game, so I'm delighted by that. But as I said, every single player, I thought Anthony Gordon really. Anthony Gordon today. I got messages today. I got messages from from both Chris and Paul from the Redmen, going, who's that? Who's that? Is he a Scouser? It's like, he looks boss. I think today is the day where Anthony Gordon set a bar, and that's it now. The manager's obviously worked with him tactically, because I know Carlo Ancelotti didn't really like the fact that he was not tracking back and not doing the hard work that you're supposed to do. And I think today you saw Anthony Gordon, and you've seen that in the last couple of games, really getting about the pitch and understanding the role and knowing when to do things and not to do things. There's still more to come, because he's not offensively actually offering too much at the moment, apart from running. His final ball's still not brilliant. But I think today you're seeing a tactical nous from him. I think that's so important, because you can build your game on top of that. And I think today he really set the bar for his own performances. And I think what he did today is actually said to Rafa Benitez, you can trust me. You can trust me in these games. And that gives us an option now, because if we haven't got a Wobie playing or whoever, then he knows he can stick him out on the left and, put Townsend inside or put Gray inside and one of them on the other side. And he's got pace. And I thought that was brilliant. So that's another player. That's another player that maybe a month ago or 2 months ago we were looking at him going, oh, maybe he needs to go on loan. Whereas now you're looking at Gordon and thinking, no, he can actually add something to this squad, because he's understanding. He brought Dobbin. I know he only brought Dobbin on for the last minute, but he must see something in him that he thinks, right, I can work with that. And I think that's another difference. That's another difference. I can work with him. I can help him. I can mould him, because he's a proper coach. And that's the difference. Whereas the last fella wasn't really a coach. Or if he is a coach, he's a coach of like the top end. He doesn't really want to deal with. Whereas Rafa Benitez wants to coach people every single day and coach them while they're playing. I think that's a huge difference. That might be it might be the first manager since Moyes to do that. And again, as I said, that really is the difference. And when the subs came in, I thought Tom Davies played well when he came on. I thought he added something in midfield. I thought he was always on the forefront, always wanting to go forward every time he had the ball. He was always looking to get over the top. Because every time we went over the top, we had them. Every time we got behind them, we looked capable of creating something. And I thought that was really refreshing as well. We wanted to go forward the ball. How many times today did a player get the ball and turn round? Very, very few. Every time we were looking to move forward, and that's because Townsend and Gray are always looking to get forward, and Decore starting to look to get forward. The players are taking risks because they know other people will get back and do the job for them. So, absolutely delighted with that performance today. I know there will be people out there who'll be disappointed we didn't get the win. But now we've got a couple of weeks off, and we've got an opportunity now to get Richarlison back and Dominic Calvert-Lewin back, and that's huge as well. That's huge, and obviously Seamus Coleman as well. But that energy in midfield and having that pace is just been something that's really driving us forward, and long may it continue. So I'm really, and I tell you what as well, the back Michael Keane, I think made one mistake in the entire game, and that was not getting that was letting Cavani pull off him early on, where Pickford made a great save. But apart from that, it was solid all day. Mina was brilliant as well, and it's just a shame that his feet are too big. But there you go. But you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world being disappointed that we never got a win at Old Trafford, is it? It's not the worst thing in the world being a little bit disappointed that we never got a win. So, yeah. But that's it. You can go and everyone can go and enjoy their weekend now and just relax, and knowing that we're doing well. We're doing well. The manager seems to know what he's doing, and hopefully, we keep rolling on. And I'm looking forward and thinking, get a couple of more players in this squad, and we'll have a half decent squad, half decent team, where the manager actually knows what he's doing and what he's building towards. There you go. As I said, I know the Tom Davies thing is gonna drive some people mad. But you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. If he'd put his foot through it and the goalie had saved it, or it had gone over the bar, he'd still get abuse. The only way that lad wouldn't get abuse is if he'd smashed it into the top corner and we'd won the game. And I don't think I've ever seen him do that. So, in all the time he's played for Everton, I don't think I've ever seen him do that. So, there you go. Good point. Good performance. Would have been nice if it had been 3 points though, wouldn't it? Would have been nice. There you go. Right, I am going to go and sort out the player ratings, which I'll be doing very, very shortly. Make sure you check out Baz's videos as well. They'll be available soon as well. The final word will be available on Monday. We'll be doing that live over on Patreon. So make sure to click the link in the description and join us on Patreon for that. That should be good. And I'll see you very, very shortly for the play ratings. See you in a bit.